The Battle of Monte Cassino, fought in 4 phases between January and May 1944, stands as one of the most brutal and significant battles of World War II. This strategically vital mountaintop monastery, overlooking the Liri Valley in Italy, became a linchpin in the German winter line, barring the Allied advance towards Rome. The battle for Monte Cassino represented more than just a military objective. It became a symbol of Allied determination to liberate Europe from Nazi tyranny. The cost of this victory, however, was tragically high, with tens of thousands of casualties on both sides and the complete destruction of the ancient Benedictine monastery. The battleground itself was daunting. Monte Cassino, a 520-meter-high mountain, offered the defending Germans exceptional observation points and fortified positions. The terrain, a mix of steep slopes, rocky outcrops, and fast-flowing rivers, favored the defender. Allied forces consisting of troops from the United States, Britain, India, New Zealand, Canada, and Poland faced a formidable challenge in dislodging the entrenched German forces. Facing the Allied advance from the south, the Germans established the Gustav Line, a series of heavily fortified defensive positions stretching across Italy. This line, anchored by Monte Cassino, exploited the natural defensive advantages of the Italian landscape. The Gustav Line consisted of interconnected bunkers, trenches, machine gun nests, and artillery positions, all meticulously camouflaged and protected by minefields and barbed wire entanglements. Commanding the Gustav Line was Field Marshal Albert Kesselring, one of Germany's most skilled defensive tacticians. Kesselring's strategy relied on attrition, inflicting maximum casualties on the attacking Allies, while buying time for reinforcements to arrive. German forces on Monte Cassino, composed of veteran units including paratroopers and mountain troops, were well equipped and highly motivated to defend their positions. The stage was set for a bloody and protracted battle. The first Allied assault on Monte Cassino began on January 17, 1944. American and British forces, hampered by heavy rain and fierce German resistance, made slow progress. The terrain proved treacherous, and the Allied troops found themselves exposed to withering machine gun fire and artillery bombardments. Despite acts of individual bravery, the first assault was repulsed with heavy losses. A key factor in the Allied setback was the belief that the Germans were occupying the historic Benedictine monastery atop Monte Cassino. While the monastery itself was officially declared a neutral zone, Allied intelligence mistakenly concluded that it was being used by the Germans as an observation post and artillery platform. This miscalculation would have tragic consequences, leading to the controversial decision to bomb the monastery. On February 15, 1944, following days of aerial bombardment, American bombers dropped over 1,000 tons of high explosives on Monte Cassino, reducing the historic monastery to rubble. The bombing remains one of the most controversial acts of World War II, debated to this day by historians and military strategists. While the bombing was intended to break the German defenses, it ultimately backfired. The destruction of the monastery, a revered cultural and religious site, sparked international outrage. More importantly, it provided the Germans with an unexpected advantage. The rubble of the monastery created a perfect defensive terrain for the German paratroopers, who occupied the ruins and transformed them into a formidable fortress. The bombing of Monte Cassino, far from achieving its objective, had inadvertently strengthened the German position. Section 5. The Second Battle, a stalemate in the ruins. Following the bombing, a second Allied assault on Monte Cassino was launched on February 15, 1944. This time, New Zealand and Indian troops spearheaded the attack, facing fierce resistance from the German paratroopers entrenched in the monastery ruins. The fighting was exceptionally brutal, with hand-to-hand combat amidst the rubble. Despite their courage and tenacity, the Allied forces were again repelled. The second battle for Monte Cassino descended into a bloody stalemate. Both sides suffered heavy casualties, and the ruins of the monastery became a killing ground. The fighting exacted a terrible toll on the morale of the soldiers, who endured relentless shelling, sniper fire, and the constant threat of counterattack. The battle for Monte Cassino seemed destined to continue indefinitely. Section 6. The Polish Effort. Courage under a crushing burden. In March 1944, the Polish II Corps, under the command of General Ladislaw Anders, was tasked with capturing Monte Cassino. The The Polish soldiers, many of whom had endured imprisonment in Soviet labor camps, were determined to prove their fighting spirit and contribute to the liberation of Europe. Their assault on Monte Cassino would become a testament to their courage and sacrifice. The Polish attack, launched on May 11, 1944, faced overwhelming odds. The Germans, deeply entrenched in the ruins, fought with fanaticism. The Polish soldiers, however, displayed incredible bravery and determination. After days of heavy fighting, they succeeded in capturing key positions on the mountain, including the strategic point 593, paving the way for the final Allied victory. Section 7. The Allied Breakthrough, Operation Diadem. With the Polish success on Monte Cassino, the stage was set for the final Allied offensive, codenamed Operation Diadem. This operation, launched on May 11, 1944, involved a massive coordinated assault by British, American, French, and Polish forces. The objective was to break through the Gustav Line and open the road to Rome. Operation Diadem proved successful. The combined weight of Allied firepower, coupled with the determination of the attacking troops, overwhelmed the German defenses. On May 18, 1944, Polish troops finally captured the summit of Monte Cassino, raising the Polish flag over the ruins. The Gustav Line was shattered and the road to Rome lay open.
Section 8. Personal accounts, voices from the battlefield. The Battle of Monte Cassino produced countless stories of individual bravery, sacrifice and resilience. Private Les Corlett, a New Zealand soldier who fought in the second battle, described the scene. The stench of death was overpowering. The ground was littered with bodies, both German and Allied. The noise was deafening, the constant roar of artillery, the chatter of machine guns and the screams of the wounded.
Another account comes from Lieutenant Wojtek Norebski, a Polish soldier who fought in the final assault. We were exhausted, but we knew we had to keep going. The thought of liberating our homeland from the Nazis spurred us on. When we finally reached the summit, it was an emotional moment. We had achieved the impossible.
Section 9. Strategic Implications, the Price of Victory. The Allied victory at Monte Cassino came at a heavy price. Casualties on both sides were staggering. Over 55,000 Allied soldiers and an estimated 20,000 German soldiers were killed or wounded. The battle also left an indelible mark on the Italian landscape. The town of Cassino was completely destroyed and the historic Benedictine monastery lay in ruins. Despite the high cost, the Battle of Monte Cassino had significant strategic implications. The Allied breakthrough of the Gustav Line opened the road to Rome, which fell to Allied forces on June 4, 1944. The battle also tied down significant German forces, preventing their deployment to Normandy, where the D-Day landings took place just 2 weeks later. Section 10. Monte Cassino Today, a Legacy of Remembrance. Today, Monte Cassino stands as a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made during World War II. The Benedictine monastery has been painstakingly rebuilt and serves as a place of pilgrimage and reflection. The surrounding area is dotted with war cemeteries commemorating the fallen soldiers of all nationalities who fought and died in the battle. The Battle of Monte Cassino continues to resonate in the collective memory of the nations involved. It serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of international cooperation in the face of tyranny. The battle also highlights the enduring legacy of courage, sacrifice, and resilience displayed by the soldiers who fought on both sides. Section 11. Conclusion, lest we forget. The Battle of Monte Cassino, one of the most brutal and protracted battles of World War II, stands as a testament to the human capacity for both destruction and resilience. The battle serves as a stark reminder of the high cost of freedom and the importance of remembering the sacrifices made by those who fought to liberate Europe from Nazi tyranny. As we reflect on the legacy of Monte Cassino, let us honor the memory of the fallen by striving for peace and understanding in our own time. The lessons learned from this pivotal battle must never be forgotten.